Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue. The time it is 4:09, and the day today is February 11th of the year 2026 of our Lord. What is going on in Mexico? It's too much to catch up. There's a lot of guys that they are in Mexico informing about the current situation which is happening in our country with the cartel. And everybody knows that they are Satanists. That is what they are. They're brutal Satanists. We just visited Secot, the number one prison for terrorists in the whole Latin America and in El Salvador, thanks to the best president in the world, Nayib Bukele. And he completely eradicated this problem by putting all the MS gang members inside of this prison. Of course, the country of El Salvador is relatively small in comparison to Mexico, but it's the effect, it is the ideology, it is a thing that is not complex. It's a thing that it can easily be fixed and easily be done. Easy. Fighting the corruption, getting the people that they are corrupt, incarcerated, detained, stopped, and completely, stopping them from hurting the population and hurting the world. If you guys like to hit that like button on YouTube, hit that bell button on Facebook, and also hit that like button on X. I am being shadow banned enormously. Enormously. And I'm meaning X is ridiculous what is happening to me in X. Facebook, I don't even count on that platform anymore. And YouTube, I've been 6 years without monetization. So you guys imagine how it is for ourselves over here because of what we say and the enormous exposure that we have, clearly we have put out there for everybody to see. This past month, it has been horrible for the country of Mexico. This past month has been extremely difficult. This past month has been a lot of activity of cartel, a lot of shootings, a lot of confrontations, a lot of kidnappings, a lot of bodies being dropped, a lot of dismembered bodies, a lot of decapitations. A group of miners that they were working in a minery got kidnapped and then got killed and were buried into a random place in Concordia, Sinaloa, Culiacan. This happens in a daily day in our country. Meanwhile, we got a president that neglects everything, prefers to talk about the World Cup, prefers to talk about stupidity instead of addressing the problem, and prefers, more than likely, prefers to not designate them as terrorists. That's the most incredible thing. And we know why. Absolutely, undeniably, we know why. She doesn't want to designate them as terrorists. Clearly, there is, a profound situation with the corrupt politicians inside of our country. And it is causing a lot of harm to her government because of all the corruption that exists in her political party. Share the video, like the video, share the video, and like the video, please. And we are going to continue with this broadcast. This is what has been happening in just less than a month. In less than a month, all these videos that I am going to put together, it is a fraction of 4 minutes and fraction of seconds. It is cartel activity in different sections of our country of Mexico. You're going to see it right now. These people are well equipped, high technology, drones, which I'm going to put out a report that is amazingly disgusting. And it shows the evil that we are right now dealing with. But the most evil is our government. Our government that is acknowledging, that is not letting nothing, that is not being active and doing something about it, that is complicit, that is incompetent, that doesn't want to go to war with them, that, you know, it is the plain reason. Somebody saying you got a Jewish president. Come on now. It is not even because she's Jewish. We got a bad government since the past administration, an enormous, horrible government. And again, you're replying, it is not just in your country, buddy. It's everywhere, all over. No, cartel activity, not like this. Excuse me. No, incorrect. And I will show you right now. Yes, in Iran, you got a huge problem. And I will give you some stats, if you want, to compare the actual situation in Mexico in comparison to what was the war between Israel and Iran. At that particular time, I was there in Israel and Iran. And the numbers of deaths on that confrontation with ballistic missiles, ground-to-ground missiles, rockets, and normal missiles, on 1 month, on that confrontation between Iran and Israel, 900 and plus people died on that confrontation between Iran and Israel. On that single month, in Mexico, close to 2,000 people, they died. And I'm talking about that this is not a war. A lot of people think that this is not a war. Of course, the quantity of the country is, the territory is much bigger. But I'm saying the confrontation-wise, we have a huge problem. And it is on your side of on the south side of your border. This is only in less than a month. This video that I'm about to show you, it is activity in less than a month in our country of Mexico. And the only president that has caused an enormous difference, it is Nayib Bukele. Other than that, other presidents have tried to be effective. They have failed. Nayib Bukele has been one of the greatest that possibly in Latin American history that has governed and taken care of a problem. This is in less than a month. Activity in our country of Mexico. This video right here, you will understand what I'm talking about. And these are instant. This is a community where 500 police officers with indigenous organizations, they try to fight the cartel inside of our country in the part of Guerrero. These are indigenous police officers that they're only carrying a rifle, and the organized crime of the cartel is attacking them with drones.
Que tener el ojo puesto en lo que está sucediendo en el municipio de Concordia, Sinaloa.
This is the 11 miners that they got lost. And basically what this man says, let's put attention to Concordia, Sinaloa, where the miners that they got lost got abstracted, kidnapped, and then apparently the federal government closed a perimeter close by where they thought that they were. And, it's a mass grave where they were buried.
Concretamente en el poblado del Verde. Desde el jueves en la tarde hay un enorme despliegue de fuerzas federales resguardando un terreno. No han informado claramente de qué se trata.
This is the premises that they are.
Es un campo de entrenamiento del crimen organizado. Hay narcófagos.
The federal government has surrounded has closed the perimeter on this narco field where they have found the 11 miners that they got extracted, and I have a video about that in the last section of this report.
Cosas no se sabe, no han dicho. Lo que sí se sabe es que han llegado al lugar equipos forenses. También se sabe que han estado buscando en la zona a los 10 mineros que trabajaban o trabajan para la empresa canadiense Vizsla Silver, que están desaparecidos desde el 23.
Those are the 10 miners which they have been missing. And you are going to be in shock of the statements of the head chief of security of our country, what he said about this.
Resguardando un terreno, no han informado claramente de qué se trata. Es un campo en que han llegado al lugar equipos forenses. También se sabe que han estado buscando en la zona de los 10.
The next video, it is 13 kilometers away from the Akron Stadium. The Akron Stadium in Jalisco. It is where they have found 456 bags of human remains just close by the Akron Stadium, kilometers away from there. And this is going to be the stadium that is going to be hosting the World Cup.
Mineros que trabajaban.
This next video, next to this one, it is a shootout between the cartel and the government.
O trabajan para la empresa canadiense Vizsla Silver, que están desaparecidos desde el 23.
This is a shootout. This is the cartel basically sending a message to the opposition cartel and to people that they have become informants of the cartel, to the CIA agents and FBI, sending a message to them and telling them, we know who you are and we're waiting for you right here. And don't mess in our territory. This is a confrontation between two cartels as they are executing and attacking each other.
¡Mátalos a la verga! ¡Mátalos! ¡Quémalos a la verga!
This is a automobile in Michoacan who dropped off human remains, few dismembered bodies in plain daylight on the side of a really well-known road that connects the city to another part of the city in Morelia, Michoacan. You see the bags right there. This is another confrontation between cartels in the south part of our country of Mexico. And this is just activity in less than a month. And I'm just showing the tip of the iceberg of what happened in less than a month.
¿Estas? ¿Dónde? Esto. Mira.
This is another confrontation where they completely explode a Mac high artillery vehicle. We're going to see right here in a second. That is a drone. An explosion of a drone landing in the middle of a mountain and then attacked by the organized crime and the cartel.
No, fue a los perros eso.
This is another attack from the government into the cartel.
Ya, escondan de la panza. No,
Cálmate, güey. Cálmate, no grites tanto, carnal.
This is in less than a month. And I'm just sharing a few videos in less than a month. Sharing a few videos of the information that the president it is shadow banning to the whole population into the world. The president of Mexico it is lying to the population of Mexico that she has everything under control and that the homicide rate it is going down. It's a complete lie, obvious lie. But guess what? It gets worse. This is what the title of this video it is. Cartel Satanist. This is a report that I just released. And you guys are not even going to imagine how bad and how worse it is getting. Just recently, a video circulating on social media shows the self-identified sicario from Sinaloa delivering a message to rival groups by displaying a severe human head suspended from a drone. For more than a year, Mexico's president has refused to designate the cartels as terrorist organizations. Her political allies have gone even further, reshaping the very definition of terrorism to fit a narrative. But let's be clear. Decapitating a human being and using a drone to display that head as a warning, it is not organized crime. It is terrorism, and it is brutally in psychological warfare. Yet the official message continues to insist these groups are merely criminal organizations. To the rest of the world, that claim, it is increasingly impossible. Until when, President Sheinbaum? Until when? Until how? And what do you else need to understand that these cartel organizations are terrorist organizations? Just recently, minors got lost and abducted, killed, assassinated, and then buried alive by the organized crime in Sinaloa, in the part of Concordia. And yet, there has been no display of remorse on your side.
Ustedes son paracaidistas los que andan peleando Jalisco a la verga, para que sepan a lo que se tienen.
Right here. I will pause the video. This is a sicario from Sinaloa who is holding a high technology drone. And that they just decapitated a human being. And what they just did is they grabbed the head of that human being and hung it on the drone to send it to the opposition for a deep message of this is what is going to happen to you. This is, I don't know how to categorize this. There's no words to categorize this.
La verga. Y ahí te va, sígueme para que veas la cabeza. La cabeza está. Sobre. Arriba. La verga. Ahí va la cabeza, la verga.
A human head hung on a drone. Somebody saying it is happening all over the world. Yeah. Now, just recently, something horrible happened. There were some miners working for a Canadian company in Mexico. And this 11 miners were kidnapped. And just recently, they were found dead and buried. This is Omar Garcia Harfuch, the Secretary of Security in our country of Mexico, giving out the most unsensitive statement, saying that they got mistaken. 11 miners got mistaken by another criminal group. How in the hell a man possibly is going to plead for his life saying, I am a miner. I'm extracting minery. I'm working for a company. How is that confusing to the organized crime? The justifications of the Mexican government to cover up this complete mess that they have. It is horrible.
Realizó el ejército de 4 personas presuntamente responsables de la privación ilegal de la libertad. Lo que mencionan es que fueron confundidos las primeras declaraciones de los detenidos.
They have detained 4. And these 4 people that they have detained, this guy's saying, that they confused them with a criminal organization. Miners confused with a criminal organization. And even gets worse. You want to understand how serious this is. It is a statement in a report that it was released by Latinos. And they released this statement that on the picture says, a forensic crisis in Mexico. There's a lot of discrepancy on the official registration of more than 4,500 mass graves that they have found. 4,500 mass graves. Incredible. 4,500 mass graves. The report says there has been more than 4,500 mass graves, clandestine mass graves, which they have found on these 4,500 mass graves, 6,200 bodies, 4,600 human remains. But the numbers, they variate between the authorities, and they are non-registered public numbers over the thousands that they have been gone missing. And also, they cannot hold all the bodies, the forensics. It is overwhelmed. What is taking you so long to designate them as terrorist organizations? Your justification to preach to your choir and to your pandering audience and to the fanatics of Morena, the political party, it is that you don't want to do it because there will be an intervention by the United States into Mexico. That they're trying to invade Mexico. The first, the United States needs to take care of the problem that they have a distribution and consumer, and also a distribution of guns to the cartels. But we don't have to take care of anything. This is not our fault. That is your justification continuously. Meanwhile, innocent people are being killed. Innocent people are kidnapped by the thousands. I'm not meaning 1, 2, 3. By the thousands. They're killing people. And we're still in a government that believes incredibly believes that they are doing an incredible job. Imagine after these 11 miners were dead, found, buried. A couple of days before, the president of Mexico came out and said the homicide rate has slowed down. We have magically decreased it. We have completely eradicated corruption in our country. It's unbelievable. Somebody saying we stopped thousands of guns from going into Mexico last week. Yeah, a little bit too late. The 4 years of Joe Biden, and that is a great effort, if it happened. Under the 4 years of Joe Biden, because of the open borders of Joe Biden, the cartel has grown 2 times stronger. And I have said this multiple times before. You guys have heard me set this multiple times before. The cartel grew on technology, on land, on territory, financially. It has grown massively because of the enormous economy that they were basically getting from the 4 years of Joe Biden. Not even talking about the 8 years of Barack Obama with their failed strategy of Fast and the Furious, that it was just fueling guns to the cartel so they can arm themselves more and kill more innocent people under the government of Calderon. It's getting worse. It's getting bad. Just recently, I was in El Salvador. Was just recently in El Salvador, and I am going to play the 8-minute documentary that we did in El Salvador. And I believe that it's important for you guys to see it. So how Nayib Bukele has fixed this problem and how he has incredibly fixed this problem. You know, the way that Nayib Bukele fixed this problem, it was one of the most phenomenal strategies that has ever possibly been made in Latin America. And it is an example for the whole Latin America of how it has been done and how it was profoundly a strategy that nobody believed in at first. But this is the way that you need to treat terrorist organizations. There's no other way. This is the way that you need to treat terrorist organizations. Whoever thinks the opposite has a humongous problem, has a huge problem. And it has worked in the part of El Salvador. And the video is sending to the laptop. So I will play the video for you guys so you guys can watch it. It's 8 minutes. It has been promoted on all my platforms and also on our network, Real America's Voice News. Just did a trip to the most maximum security prison for terrorists in the world. And to enter this place was one of the most incredible things to see how you fix a problem. A lot of people think that, in the left in the United States of America, thinks that Nayib Bukele is a dictator. When you go and you talk to the people, it is completely different. People are completely appreciated. There's a small percentage in El Salvador which they believe that they are, you know, Nayib Bukele is a dictator. Small, really small percentage. He has 90+% of approval in El Salvador. Ridiculous, the number of approval that he has. It's just ridiculous. It's incredibly ridiculous. It's the most approved, with the highest approval rating president possibly in Latin American history. It's never been nobody more that has had this approval rate than Nayib Bukele. And it continues to basically surprise the people. Let me just see. It's sending right here. And hopefully this one is the one that has subtitles, because I downloaded one that I don't know if it has subtitles or not. But I want to play it for you guys. So you guys, this is our mini documentary of 8 minutes. Mini documentary of 8 minutes for you guys. Let me see if I can play it for you guys. Yeah, this is the one. I apologize for the a little bit. It's taking so long right here. Be patient with me. Bear with me. I will be putting, and I didn't think that I was going to put this on the live feed, but you know, I said might as well right now, you know, so people can see our work of what we did over there with Real America's Voice News. Absolutely. See, to MP4. All right. Let me see right here. Okay. Let me go right here. And let us find the mini documentary right here. Trying to look for it so you guys can actually watch it. And actually it's going to take me a little bit, but if you bear with me, I will be with you guys. And just right here, we got it. So I will remove myself from the live screen. Buy me a coffee. It is right there in the chat, pin in the chat. For people that want to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund, I will greatly appreciate it for us to continue. I have been shadow banned, people, so your help is much needed. Have been shadow banned on my page, on all my platforms. I'm getting shadow banned. But with your support, I can continue. This is our mini documentary in El Salvador for people to watch. We're located inside of the prison of Secot. We just entered the first inspection point through inside of Secot. We're about to go in.
Esos son los filtros de seguridad que tenemos nosotros acá, dado a que lo que nosotros tenemos acá son internos de alto riesgo, miembros de las estructuras criminales como la MS-13, la pandilla 18 sureños y revolucionarios. Nuestro trabajo es evitar que exista una comunicación desde el interior hacia el exterior o viceversa. Por eso los protocolos de seguridad.
On the interior of Secot, this is the weaponry of the correctional officers that they use in case there is going to be some kind of a riot or some kind of a situation, which it has never happened, and it is extremely difficult for it to happen. It is amazing the level of artillery that they have, long artillery guns, long machinery guns, for them to be prepared for these terrorists in case of something happens.
El monitoreo aquí es 7/24. No podemos nosotros permitir ninguna falla en este sistema de seguridad. Así que vamos.
We're about to enter right now one of the sections where these terrorists are located. Let's just walk in. This is what it needs to be done in every part in Central America and in South America. This is how you fight terrorism. This is how you clean a country. This is how you bring peace to the citizens, not stepping away from them, not running away from the problems. This right here is how you resolve a problem to remove every single terrorist that is located right here. It is because they were terrorizing the Salvadorian people.
Gracias a todo este esfuerzo, gracias a estas políticas de seguridad, El Salvador se ha transformado y nuestras familias hoy pueden disfrutar.
This has been completely shocking to see the level of order that they have inside of this facility. The tension, you can actually feel it because these are terrorists, these are criminals. But this is a way to resolve the problem. I emphasize a lot on that.
Ya cumplimos 3 años de estar operando en esta prisión. Hasta este momento ya vamos cerca del 50% de la capacidad que tiene esta prisión, que es para 40,000 privados de libertad.
Nayib Bukele understood that this was a cancer, that it was metastasizing, it was expanding to the whole continent. And he completely eliminated by putting them in these cages. That is what they deserve. ¿Cuántos crímenes cometiste en los Estados Unidos?
Me he visto involucrado en múltiples crímenes.
Es categorizado como un terrorista. Los cárteles son terroristas.
Nosotros fuimos asociados a la mafia mexicana, al Sur 13, en el año 89. Luego comenzamos a crecer ya como organización, parte del sur.
¿Los consideras terroristas?
Nosotros hemos sido calificados como terroristas, como una de las mafias más peligrosas a nivel mundial.
¿Los crímenes que cometiste fueron infrahumanos?
Hemos cometido crímenes por ajustes de cuenta entre pandillas. El problema era entre pandillas.
¿Te arrepientes de uno de tus crímenes?
La verdad, aunque me arrepienta, solo Dios me puede perdonar, pero sí hemos reconocido que los equivocamos. El error de nosotros fue haberlos hecho de la pandilla. Y aunque yo esté acá pagando una condena o esté pagando múltiples delitos, pero mi familia, el pueblo salvadoreño, el mundo entero esté en paz afuera.
This is one of the holding facilities of punishment, as they say in the United States in the federal system. The shoe is completely dark. I'm going to close the door for a little bit. Let me just see. Vamos a cerrar la puerta más poquito. Let's see if they can close the door just a little bit. For you guys to understand, there's no light whatsoever. The only light that you are going to get, it's basically just the light that they open right here. That's about it. This is the punishment that these terrorists are receiving. This is how they are. If they behave wrong, if they don't listen to the indications of the director, this is what they get. No light, only one top light, as you see on top of this holding facility. They open right here in case that they want to, give them the food, or they need to cuff them to move them to somewhere else. And also, they have a little window right here where they check when they got to give them medical or they want to give them attention. That is about it. So you better think about it if you are committing some kind of infraction right here inside of Secot. Gracias. They're giving also their opportunity to do exercise. So for these humanitarians that are saying that they don't have a right to have direct time, they have the opportunity to do their exercise also in the middle of this facility. When you terrorize a country, when you bring terror to a community, and when you have a president that actually wants to fix the country and bring peace to the citizens, this is what you get. All of this. It is coming for you.
all you narco politicians, all you cartel leaders in Mexico and Central America and also North America. It's coming. It is a wave of justice that is coming all the way from the north, from the south, all the way to the north. It's actually happening, thanks to Nayib Bukele.
That was our mini documentary. We're going to have our own show in Real America's Voice News. This is the name of the show. It is going to be On the Line with Oscar El Blue, your one and only. And that was our mini documentary that we did inside of Secot, the dangerous prison for the criminals and terrorists. Now, I want to show another video for you guys. And this is a video that is extremely important, I believe. And I wish that I can find it right here. And I hope that I can find it so I can put it on screen and everybody can see it. And hopefully, you know, people can understand why am I consistently, let me see if this one's in English. This is a video that I did, basically showing let me see right here. Inside of the prison of Secot. Let me see. Yeah, this was a video that I did on the report on the network. But I want to put it on screen so you guys can see it. This is also another report. I was going to do a show specifically about this, but I'm sorry if I'm taking a little bit. I apologize to my audience. Reminds me of LA County Jail. No, this is completely different. This is bad. And, you know, a lot of people, a lot of humanitarians started complaining that they do not have their human right. And started complaining about where's their human right. This is completely inhuman, the treatment that they're getting. Whatever happened to all the families that they killed? Whatever happened to all the families that they assassinated? Whatever happened to all the kids that they assassinated and killed, people that they decapitated, people that they completely destroyed their lives? What happened to that? Do we have compassion over their human right or do we not? I had another guy commentating really stupidly and really ignorantly, saying a guy with a microphone asking stupid questions with two guards into a criminal. What else do you expect? Oh, let me treat him really nicely. It looks like you're protecting a terrorist. So now you have people protecting terrorists. It's unbelievable. Let me just show you this. And this is a video that I did specifically for Ilhan Omar.
Inside of the prison of Secot.
This Rashida Tlaib. For Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Veronica Escobar, AOC, all of you lefties, progressive, mercenary liberals, that you are in Congress and that you are in the Senate advocating for these people and defending their human rights. This is for you. This is specifically for you. These people terrorize not only the citizens of El Salvador, but Central America, and also in the United States of America. A lot of these criminals, like the one that I interviewed, I asked him, how many crimes did you committed in the United States of America? He's an MS-13 gang member, terrorist. And he said, I was involved in multiple crimes. Multiple. These individuals under the Biden administration were going back and forth from the border nonstop. They were crossing the border nonstop, committing horrible, horrible crimes. And now they're getting a death penalty of 700 and some fraction years, of 400 and some fraction years, and people are remorseful for the crimes that they committed. These people decapitated, dismembered, killed, assassinated, kidnapped, extortion, aggravated extortion. You're going to see an example right here of what I'm talking about. And for all you humanitarians, you can go over there and pick one up and take him to their house. Nayib Bukele has made it clear. If all of you, international organizations and all of you, international United Nations and all of this, and somebody's trying to compare this to LA County. Come on, stop. Please stop. Stop, really. If all of you, international organizations, defenders of human rights, that you're defending these terrorists, go and pick them up. It is so easy. Go travel to El Salvador and pick them up and take them to your house. It's so easy. They need to serve their sentence. Their sentence, it is aggravated because of what they did. They terrorized a whole country. They had kidnapped a whole country. They were on a toque de queda. That is basically you have to get to your home at 9 o'clock at night. And if we see you out after 9 o'clock at night, something bad is going to happen and possibly you're not going to go back home. And now we are feeling remorseful for these terrorists that they basically terrorized the whole continent. I don't know what kind of individual you are. Let's see this video.
We're located inside of the prison of Secot. This is what it needs to be done in every part in Central America and in South America. This is how you fight terrorism. This is how you clean a country. This is how you bring peace to the citizens. Not stepping away from them, not running away from the problems. This right here is how you resolve a problem to remove every single terrorist that is located right here. It is because they were terrorizing the Salvadorian people, Central America and South America. This is a message to all of you in the United States of America who they are terrorizing with their domestic violence. This is where you need to be located if you continue like that. Nayib Bukele set up the example as a copy-paste to bring peace to the citizens. And this goes to all of you. Claudia Sheinbaum that protects the cartels to not designate them as terrorists. Look what the example. To all the regime in Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, Diosdado Cabello, this is how you resolve a problem. You don't resolve a problem from running away from it. You resolve a problem from attacking it from within and fixing the problem to bring peace to the citizens. To all the Democrats and you, Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, all you progressive mercenary politicians, here you are. If you want to take them, go ahead. Come and get them and take them home. They're waiting for you. Just defend their human rights.
Catalogado como corredor de programa, los tatuajes alusivos a la estructura a la que pertenece, el sujeto está condenado porque fue quien planificó y ordenó el homicidio de un juez de paz de la ciudad de Melguera del Golfo, en el oriente del país. Hasta ese nivel llegaban estas estructuras criminales de atacar a miembros del sistema judicial por el simple hecho de perseguirlos y condenarlos. Este sujeto es uno de los responsables. Está condenado a 780 años de prisión.
Yep. Somebody's saying a lot of them, they were forced to be in the gangs. They had no choice. There is an enormous difference when you are forced to be in a gang and you know what the gang it is about. And it is an enormous difference when you can step away from it and run away and look for safety and look for somebody to protect you outside of your country. Or there is another way to not kill, not decapitate, not rape, not dismember a body. There was some ignorant individuals that they were saying, how can you compare the cartel with these gangs? First and foremost, they are terrorist gangs. Let us just be clear about that. The cartel decapitates in Mexico, dismembers a body in Mexico, kidnaps in Mexico, extortions businesses, puts curfews in ranches and parts in the central parts of Mexico, disappears people, and threatens the population. What was these terrorist gangs doing in El Salvador and also in several other locations in Honduras, Guatemala? What they were doing? They were doing exactly the same. There was an individual who served 435 years, and we have the video of it, because he killed 4 police officers. Then after he killed and tortured them till death, he put them in a mass grave. All 4 of them, he put them in a mass grave. Let's not forget, on the 2010, these terrorists from the MS gang, they burn a bus. They shoot it with a high caliber weapon, a bus that it was full with innocent people, innocent civilians that they were going home. These people intercepted this bus, shot the whole bus, and the people that they were surviving, barely surviving, these criminals, these terrorists decided to put gasoline on them and burn them until they died completely. No, they're different. These terrorists, as the one that I interviewed, he said we were aligned with the Mexican mafia. A lot of them, they were sicarios for a cartel, Los Zetas, El Golfo, Sinaloa. They were executioners in Mexico and in Central America. They were runners for distribution of narcotics. No, they're different. We need to treat them more humanely. Clearly, this is an example to the world that El Salvador is not playing around with this and does not want this contamination to never grow again in their country. First. Second of all, why this problem, it is not being designated as such in our country of Mexico. I just gave you guys a report of a human head being flown by a drone. And this is not terrorism? A human head by a cartel sicario, flying it on a drone, and it is not terrorism. Finding 11 miners that they were working for a Canadian company in Concordia, Sinaloa, Culiacan, Sinaloa. Buried, killed. And still, that's not terrorism. The video that I just shown you of consistent shootings and attacks among them in less than a month. I just shown you a video of 4 minutes. These 4 minutes in less than a month, and I'm just showing you 25% of what has been happening in our country of Mexico. A couple of days ago, just yesterday, they shot a 43-year-old man with her daughter right here in Tijuana, 11-year-old. No, they're not different. Why they're not different? Because they're exactly the same. They are exactly the same. So the people that are saying I'm a guy with a microphone, I'm a guy that a microphone that is saying to you, they're terrorists. And they're exactly the same. No different whatsoever. None whatsoever. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. We are going on 56 minutes in this live feed, in this broadcast. It is 5:04 in the evening. It is February 11th of the year 2026. It is a pleasure to be with you guys today. And it is something that I will, like to extend about saying this. We are going to be doing our own show in Real America's Voice News. It is going to be named On the Line with Oscar Blue. The show is going to be in Spanish, by the way. This is for the Spanish-speaking audience. It is Rap en Español. So it's Real America's Voice News in Spanish. Hopefully, further along the line, I will do my own show in English. But right now, we have Rap en Español, so I'm going to do one in Spanish. And ultimately, we are going to have that weekly in our platform in Real America's Voice News. Thank you so much. God bless you for your endless support. And we're going to show the situations which is happening along the continent as we travel along the continent. This year has started with a lot of work. I ended, going to Colombia, going to the border with Venezuela. We broke the news of the extraction of Nicolás Maduro. We were there before everything happened. We were there just 3 days before it happened. And we were telling the world something is about to happen. There's a huge deployment of the National Guard here. And there was a lot of activity. I said something is about to happen. Some attack on the ground is going to happen. And boom, the extraction happened. And we broke the news on that. We didn't break the news on the extraction, but we just said something was going to happen. And then bam, it happened. We have been traveling a lot, and it is part of our job, and it is part of our, of our basic work to to give you guys the information as what it is. The moral of the story, it is that we're sitting here playing all these videos that I recorded in the mini documentary that it was edited by a great journalist in El Salvador. And ultimately, Miss Eva, thank you so much, Miss Eva. God bless your dear heart. We have the link for Buy Me a Coffee right here. So people want to support me. It is pinned on the chat, but also you can go to that one right there. So thank you so much, Miss Eva. God bless your dear heart. And hope that you're doing great, Miss Eva. God bless you. And we shot this mini documentary. We're about to start doing these mini documentaries for every single one of you guys. This 8-minute mini documentary is going to come out today in Spanish. I'm about to release a part of an interview in Spanish. Possibly tomorrow is going to be premiered in Spanish. The same one that I just did in English, and I did it in Spanish. It is quite, it's hard to do it, and it's a little bit exhausting to do it in Spanish and then in English. But we got accustomed to it through the years. As I'm standing in front of the camera, I'm just saying it now in English, now in Spanish, now in English, now in Spanish. Every single word that I say, it has to be bilingual. I cannot move when I'm doing a reporting and I'm just not, let's stand right here. Okay, English, Spanish, go over there, English, Spanish, everything. And I love it, doing it in both languages. Why? Because I'm informing to the American public and also to the Spanish-speaking audience that I believe that is incredible for them to learn what is going on and what is happening, and for them to not be brainwashed by the leftist media. That is our job. We are going to try to continue with that. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining in this evening. If somebody else has a question, real quick one, I will answer the question if you guys have. We are live on X, that I'm extremely shadow banned now. I learned that, I had I was doing good in X, and then all of a sudden, it got shut down. So it's kind of like YouTube. And also Facebook, it is completely has become a platform that that is not even trustworthy. So we are relying on other platforms that we are going to be more than likely informed to you guys where to go for you guys to find our information, to find our broadcast, to find. We're going to have also a time frame when we are going to go live, so people can actually know this is where Oscar is going to go live. So let's go over there and watch him. Has been an honor being with you guys. Thank you so much for this evening. God bless you guys. And like we always say, God's plan, it is our mission. God bless you.